Trump has officially designated Antifa as a terrorist organization. What's up, guys? This is Double D from the Entitled Millennials podcast, and this is my Thinking Out Loud series. We've all been seeing what's been going on in Minneapolis and in major cities all around the United States. Huge protests, what some would call riots. I like to call them uprisings. You know, this is a really wild time to be alive, and it's just absolutely crazy to see all this breaking down. We've seen riot police tear gassing peaceful protesters, beating them with billy clubs. We've seen the National Guard called out in just a few days of escalation. They're doing sweeps of the streets. I don't know if you guys have seen the video of them shooting paintballs at people, right, just sitting in their doorway saying, "Light them up." Jesus, man. Shit's getting crazy. One of the big things that we're hearing is that a lot of the violence and the looting and the burning that's happened is either something that people like to call boogaloo boys, which is right-wing extremists coming in and purposely trying to escalate events. I guess the idea is to ignite some kind of race war. I've heard the same thing said about leftist radicals, anarchists, communists coming in doing this. We're seeing blame pointed in all these directions. Meanwhile, in my view, it's just people, the frustration is finally boiling up, and I think this is beyond even George Floyd at this point. It's, 50 million people out of work. It's a poor pandemic response that's left 100,000 people dead. It's all the issues we've been facing for the last 10, 20 years, but we've really seen in the front stage over the last few years, like no healthcare, no education, the endless wars, these huge bailouts for corporations. I really think we've seen George Floyd, as a powder keg moment that exploded. And now we're seeing all this rage and frustration for all the other issues, socioeconomic issues spilling over. One of the biggest pieces of news coming out of today, Sunday, May 31st, is Trump's tweet. Apparently, Trump has designated Antifa a terrorist organization. And it seems like Trump is trying to blame a lot of this more violent aspects of these uprisings on leftist groups, using that as an excuse to call on the National Guard. Meanwhile, as far as I can tell, Antifa, quote unquote, hasn't had anything to do with it. And as a matter of fact, Antifa isn't even, necessarily a organization. It has no central structure. It has no bank. It has no, register. Actually, Antifa is more of a belief system or a method of action. There is no actual concrete organization. There are many different groups that employ Antifa tactics. The idea of Antifa is to meet fascism with militant civil disobedience and guerrilla tactics. But here we have one of the biggest nationwide riots in the last how many years in the United States of America, and we have Donald Trump sticking the blame on what's essentially a non-existent group called Antifa. Now, if you take a moment to read between the lines, this tweet, this U.S. government designating Antifa as a terrorist organization is an extremely dangerous precedent. The reason why that is because, like I said, Antifa isn't an actual concrete organization. It's a belief system, a philosophy, a method of dealing with fascism. So by Donald Trump by the United States government designating Antifa a terrorist organization, that sets this dangerous precedent of giving the government extrajudicial powers over certain groups of people. And considering Antifa is an actual concrete organization, what does this mean? By Antifa being labeled a terrorist organization, it essentially waives the civil liberties of those people the government deems, quote unquote, as members of Antifa. If you're labeled as a terrorist by the United States government, man, you're in for some deep shit. If you're labeled as a terrorist by the United States government, that means they can come in your home, sweep you, scoop you up in the middle of the fucking night, detain you in perpetuity. It literally completely strips away your civil liberties, man. It makes it so that they don't have to give you a trial. They can torture you if you want. They don't even have to explain to anyone where they've taken you or why you've been taken. In short, guys, if you read between the lines, the President of the United States has just said that if you resist fascism, you're a terrorist. And I think that's a big thing we're seeing with these riots, with these uprisings all throughout the country, man. We're seeing the mask. Over the last few years, we've seen the mask of the American empire, the mask of democracy and representative government and all this stuff. We've seen that mask slowly disintegrate. And I feel like with the murdering of George Floyd and then these uprisings breaking out and then the way that the militarized police have been putting them down, It's my view that we've just completely seen that mask cast away, and we're seeing the ugly face of fascism underneath. What does this all mean, guys? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure where all this is going, but I guarantee we're going to see more police crackdowns. We're going to see more National Guard deployed. And, you know, with how angry and upset people are, rightfully so, as I said in my George Floyd video, solidarity, brothers and sisters, but with how angry people are, I don't think they're just going to go home, even with the National Guard deployed. I'm beginning to feel like we're going to see a escalation for escalation, a tit for tat, and I am afraid of where this is going to go. I've heard President Trump talking about using the Insurrection Act of, I believe, 1807, which allows the military to view American citizens and demonstrators as active combatants instead of citizens. Like I said, we've already seen the way that the police, the riot police, and the National Guard have been handling these uprisings in the major cities. I've seen, you know, police officers on horseback trampling people, police officers in cars running people over, macing out the window, shooting people that are going about their errands with rubber bullets, going, like I said, door to door down the streets in Minneapolis, shooting people with rubber pellets. I don't know, guys. I just think it's going to get worse, and this Antifa designation as a terrorist organization is extremely scary to me, man. It seems like just a little thing that's tweeted, and keep in mind, guys, technically the United States government doesn't have any real authority to label a domestic organization as a terrorist organization, but still, having no real authority has never stopped the United States government before. It should be said that not even the KKK is listed as a domestic terrorist organization. It's hard to say what's going to happen, guys. I don't know. I'm just Double D, the Thinking Out Loud series on this little tiny Entitled Millennials YouTube channel. I don't know. I'm no political expert, but I'm going to keep trying to drop videos for you guys, keeping you updated. We'll still be doing the podcast and all those things. And to our brothers and sisters in Minneapolis, in Des Moines, in every major city across the United States of America, keep fighting. Don't give up. Be peaceful whenever you can, but if you have to rage against the machine, we totally understand, and we're in solidarity with you. With that being said, guys, please, again, be safe. Be safe. Have a plan of action. Do what you got to do to keep you and those around you safe, because this is just going to get worse. With that, I'll let you go. Take it easy, guys. Bye.